It's your Lexi Artist, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm showing you guys how I did my New Year's Eve glam. This lovely look right here. I'm showing you how I did this really cute, like, jumbo goddess braid. Y'all know braiding is not my calling, but I pulled it off. I'm proud of myself, you guys. I don't talk through the video, but I am going to be doing a voiceover. I will say I fumbled the bag. Okay, I fumbled it. I did not pre-stretch this hair, and I'm regretting it. So if you guys want to see how I got this look on natural hair, because yes, this is natural. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your girl is getting this content out for y'all, okay? Appreciate the consistency. But as always, I love you guys so much. Keep on watching. Bye. Hey guys, so let's get started. My hair's already been flat ironed and hot combed before because I was wearing a bun this week, so that made this whole process a lot easier. Yours doesn't have to be. Don't worry if it isn't, because the edge booster is going to get all of that under control. So I'm going ahead and flat ironing my perimeter just because I want it to be really straight. Again, completely optional. If you are someone that is doing this as a protective style, skip this step. I'm going ahead and spraying down my base with oil sheen and then adding the edge booster so that it does not turn white. I've heard that that's a side effect of this product, which I've also kind of seen myself. But before I do anything, I wanted to go ahead and get a nice base down. So I'm applying it liberally. Okay, liberally. And then I'm brushing it with a boar head brush to start to get the shape that I want. And I'm doing the back first because the back is going to determine how high it is, because I just find the front easier. So I'm going to spray it down with the Got2b glute spray and then brush that through. You do not want to put heat on it until it is fully saturated in the hair, or you will be stuck with a mess. And I'm just using the blow dryer to trace it and mold it, and then I'm constantly using my hands to kind of like push the hair up until I feel like it's set completely. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the same steps for the front. And as you can see, we are looking sleek. So I'm going to apply that same edge booster again and then smooth it down with the boar head brush. I am alternating between a comb and a brush. I don't think I showed you guys this. A comb is just going to help make sure that any underlying hairs that are bulky will kind of flatten out so you have a nice sleek base. So again, I'm applying that same Got2b spray and then just slightly, letting it dry with the blow dryer. I didn't do the typical like ponytail mold method because again, I did it oil. So that's going to affect the Got2b's performance as far as like that super strong hold. But this definitely worked for what I needed it to. Once I'm satisfied with how it's looking, I'm going to go ahead and pop my hair in a ponytail. I wanted like really extra baby hair, so I'm just going to show you guys my little art project. I used the edge booster again for the first time, and you guys, I am in love. Like, why was I so sleep on this product? For some reason, I was just hesitant on like trying it at all because, my hair curls up really easily, and I don't know, I just didn't think it was going to be that amazing, but this stuff really is the truth. So I'm going in and adding a whole bunch of squiggly lines because I'm going to be adding rhinestones later. So I really wanted some really like, artistic extra AF baby hair for the night because it's New Year's. Why not? One thing I have learned though, every time I'm going in with my edge brush, I'm using my finger to trace it because I find that tracing the hair and like pressing it into the skin is what helps like set the mold. Just a little tip, kind of like what you would do with Got2b glue if you were using that on your edges. Like when you press it down, that's what keeps it from moving anywhere. So usually using the same technique for this edge control. Once my edges are to my liking, I'm going to go ahead and use my elastic band and wrap my hair up. So I'm using this Expressions 3-pack 85-inch pre-stretch hair, but y'all, they lied to me. This hair was not pre-stretched. And as you guys know, I was so unhappy. But I will be doing this again if you guys want like a more in-depth tutorial, because this was a look. So I'm taking the first layer of hair and wrapping it around, and then I decided I wanted to be like really thick, so I added another bundle. Definitely recommend doing it at the same time if you're going to use 2 packs, because I started off like all wrong. It was already starting to tangle. But I'm just going to go ahead and braid my natural hair in with the braiding hair like you would with a normal braid. That's part of the reason why I did it so thick, because I know that my hair was out and my hair is pretty thick and long. So I wanted to make sure that it blended in as much as possible. I did go ahead and take out a small section that I'm going to use to wrap around the hair. Make sure that you do not end up, braiding that in with the rest of the hair, because that is the major key. So I'm going to start adding in some Lulu trusses. I think this was the curly wave hair or the ocean wave hair. The same way that you would in a normal goddess braid. I didn't use that much because I didn't really want it to be that curly. I just wanted the curly hair to be shown like in little peekaboos throughout. But I'm going to keep adding that and feeding it in as I'm braiding the hair all the way down. As you guys can see, this hair was so long. So it did start to get tangled at the end. But it was nothing that, I couldn't just fix and start separating through with my hair. So as you can see, again, I'm braiding. And then as I braid, I'm slowly adding in that curly hair. And you'll start to see it peek throughout. Now that my braid is all done, I'm going to take that wraparound piece and I'm going to start spraying it with GRWM just to set the hair and make sure that it's really sleek. I didn't go too far up, but I did make sure that the base was fully covered and that it had a nice transition between, the base wraparound hair and the actual braid itself. And then as I'm spraying that, I'm going to be blow drying it to set it. Once you finish your braid, go ahead and pull some pieces out so it's a little bit messy. You don't want to braid your hair too tight or this process will be a lot more difficult. But pulling it out is what gives it that whole goddess braid, butterfly braid effect. Now, for the flyaway curly pieces, I'm going to use that same braiding hair and cut it in half. I'm going to just use my crochet to crochet it through. This is completely up to you. You can leave like the ends out while you're braiding. For me, you all know braiding is not my strength. So I wasn't going to add any more extra steps to the braiding process. I found it much easier just to do the crochet method. And then I could kind of pick and choose, where I wanted to peekaboo and, I could actually like double 2 strands, so I could crochet one in at one point in the pony and then like bring the other end down so that I have, another peekaboo hair on another side. I just found it to be much, much easier than, using the braiding method. Now let's get into this face. So of course I'm spraying down with the Too Faced hydrating spray, and then I'm going in with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. For foundation today, I'm mixing the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Chai and my NARS Natural Radiance Long Grip foundation in Macao. Just to spot conceal, I'm using the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Chai because I didn't want to go in super heavy with the foundation. I wanted my skin to look very skin-like and, like naturally flawless. I already used the soap brow method. You guys know I do this in every video, using my concealer to go ahead and clean them up. I did use the Bperfect eye priming base today, and I'm going into the orange shade from the Zulu palette first because, like I said, I wanted this to be really colorful and intense and smoky. And what better way to use, my yearly 2020 favorite than going into the new year? So I'm using like a domed blending brush and concentrating that almost like an invert technique. And then I'm going into the Saharan 2 palette. I think that's what it was. I'm using that like reddish pink shade and using that to smoke out the outer corner. Next, I'm going into the Staciemarie Original Carnival palette, and I'm using this blue shade on a smaller pointed blending brush and concentrating that on the outer third of my eye just to make it, a little bit more intense. And I'm going to go ahead and do a cut crease. I ended up using 3 peaches and cream pigments. The first one I'm using is Fangulous, and I'm applying that closest to the blue. Next, I'm going into Snakebite. It's either Snakebite or Rattlesnake. I'll list everything down below, but I'm applying that in the center. And you guys, I accidentally spilled it and blew it, and that stuff went all in my face. Like, major fail. But then I'm going into the shade Pixie, mixing that with the Juvia's Place Sweet Pink palette, and applying that pink in the inner corner. Skipping to my face, I applied the Huda Beauty Tantour in medium. You guys have seen me do this a million and one times. And then I'm going in with an e.l.f. Camo Concealer just to go ahead and brighten a little bit because you guys know your girl likes a bright highlight. I'm going to set everything with the Anastasia Translucent Setting Powder. This has actually become like a new go-to. It's not that intense to where I look casket sharp, but it definitely gives me the intensity that I want. Next, we're going into this green shade. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't have the palette in front of me. From the Staciemarie Carnival XL palette. And I'm using a little bit of that blue shade on the outer corner just to intensify. I'm dusting off the powder with the Too Faced Born This Way Pressed Powder Foundation in the shade Chai. And I use my Black Radiance Complexion Kit to go ahead and intensify the contour. I believe this is one of my Revolution Pro eye focus palettes. I think I used Truth or Dare, like that shimmery shade in there to highlight. And then I'm mixing these 2 Milani blushes and sweeping that right along the contour line. I douse everything down in my setting spray because you guys know I do not like a matte look, honey. And just to go ahead and rehydrate my skin. And then I'm applying the Anastasia Breezy Highlight along with MAC's Cheeky Bronze. This is like a really great duo if you are a darker complexion but want a really intense highlight. For lips, I'm going with MAC's Chestnut Lip Liner and MAC's Naturally Me lipstick. And I'm applying like a light lilac gloss. I popped on some lashes and some rhinestones. And that was pretty much it. So this is the finished look. I really love how it came out. I don't know what's going to come out first. The tutorial. Ooh, y'all. I did not stretch this hair. And I'm so upset. Like, beyond upset. These little straight hairs are ruining my look. And I keep trying to tuck them. If they don't want to behave. I wanted something like really intense and smoky and bright and colorful. Because my nails are kind of like, a chill vibe. Definitely still funky, but, pretty monochromatic. It's like a pink moment. I really like my look. If you guys want to see my full outfit, you can go ahead and look at my Instagram. It's Lex the Artist. Y'all already know. With 2 X's. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.